Hey everybody, welcome to the crypto chart update for December 12th, 2017. Today we're going to talk about the altcoin breakouts in Ethereum and Litecoin and Monero and how futures seems to be giving people a fear of Bitcoin, and that money is all moving towards the altcoins. But first, I'm your host Tim, a retail investor and journalist. This crypto chart update is where I analyze the latest charts in the cryptocurrency space using technical analysis, hopefully giving you some good trade ideas as well as the skills to analyze the charts. The more people who can trade better, the better we'll all do and the more money we'll make, so it's a good thing. You can find my regular chart rundowns on tradingview.com, and on tradingview.com I publish all my ideas, all my trading ideas, and you can actually get a sense of where my stops are, where my targets are, and read those more thoroughly. Check out my blog at BerlinTrader591 on TradingView.com or on Twitter under BerlinTrader591. As always, please leave me a comment below. Let me know your own trade ideas, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. And most importantly, guys, if you support my work, if you make money from these trades, it'd be greatly appreciated if you would support me by clicking through the links below this video using some of the products I endorse and have used or use. All of these products are products I have used, like Trezor hardware wallets, Coinbase trading platform, TradingView charts. All of these things are tools that you can use to become a better, more efficient trader. Click through those links, a piece comes my way. Alternatively, send me a little tip with Litecoin or Ethereum or Bitcoin, and the wallet keys, the wallet addresses are below this video. And finally, guys, remember this video is only for entertainment purposes only. It's not actually real trading advice. Please contact your registered financial advisor. And without further ado, let's get into the charts. Well, here we have Ethereum, and we've been waiting for this breakout, guys. We've been waiting for a few weeks now, since November, and finally we've had a few false starts, but I think we're finally seeing that breakout happen. If we check out, again, we had that base forming for months, which is pretty obvious, right? A nice big triangle base. We broke out of that resistance level. We've consolidated healthily above that level, and now today we are breaking out of that flag, of that consolidation range, and we're breaking up. We also have this little trend line here connecting the highs of that consolidation range. If we can break out above that range, then that would be a big confirmation of bullish pressure. And our first target is 599 based on the 161 retracement of that consolidation. Our next target is 667, and after that 899. But I honestly think that if we can get some momentum behind this move, then we'll see at least 800 or 900 and maybe 1,000 if we get some real fire behind this move, because right now it seems like moves are overextending themselves as a rule. It seems like the moves don't stop at any coin. So if we get moving, then we might even get to 1,000, who knows. But going to take our profits at those targets. At each target we take maybe 25% of our profit off the table until we reach that last target. It's tempting to keep all of our money until that last target, and maybe it works, but one day it's not going to work, and when that day happens you're going to lose a lot of money. And we don't want to we want to hedge. We want stability in our portfolios. We don't want volatility. So let's check out the other altcoins, right? Like Litecoin, for example. Now Litecoin's really interesting. I have a lot of friends that want to buy Litecoin now, and I tell them, look, it may go up even more, sure, but look what's happened. We've had this trend line since April connecting the tops of Litecoin, and that has formed as a resistance level. And here we're finally breaking out of that resistance level, and so far in the last year we've stayed in that channel, and now we're just breaking out of that channel. Now we have good volume, we have overbought RSI conditions, so that's all good signs that we have momentum in the market. But If we fall back through this line, then we're back in that channel, and I think we're going to see selling pressure back to this bottom trend line and continue that trend. If, however, we do close above this line and we do consolidate here, then I think we could see another leg up, and that would be huge because we'd be breaking out of this broadening formation and create a new support level at this trend line. If that happens, then yeah, we could enter. If we finish a candle, a daily candle above this trend line, then it could be a new entry point for another leg higher. But in all honesty, I would prefer trading in Ethereum rather than Litecoin, because Ethereum has already had its run, and Litecoin has already had its run up, and Ethereum still has a breakout coming. So what's better? It's always about risk to reward. Your risk in Litecoin is 100 and your reward is maybe 100 or 50. So, that's like a 50-50 chance or even less. But with Ethereum, you have maybe a 100 risk and 400 reward. So risk to reward much higher in Ethereum right now than in Litecoin, but Litecoin still looks good overall. Monero, another just continuing its uptrend. It's chugging along. Oh my gosh, and very healthily too. It's rising, consolidating, rising, consolidating, rising, and flagging. And here we have another flag. I actually entered this yesterday on a breakout. We're breaking out of this flag. Our next target is going to be 300, and after that 380, and that's based on the retracement from August to September. And right now we're just breaking out of that flag. We can be long over 250 and take our profits at 300, or half of our profits at 300, leave a little for the next target at around 400. But just remember to take your profits. But yeah, nice little breakout on Monero there. And actually we can see that on the 60-minute chart a little more clearly. We had this consolidation range, this triangle right here, and now we've broken out of that triangle. And here's another great pattern that you guys should recognize. So here we had a consolidation range, this triangle, and we broke down. Actually, we came up again, we broke down again, but then we broke back into that range and broke out. That's a really great pattern to trade. That's called a false or a failed breakdown. What happens is you break down and all the sellers come in, but there's not enough. You break down again, you break down, all the sellers sell, and there's no more sellers left. And so this time when we come back up, we're going to break out like gangbusters. So that's a great pattern to watch out. That's the false breakdown, and then the break back into the range and a breakout. If we check out Dash, another strong coin. Now this is interesting. This is still looks like we have we've had this huge run up in Dash, right? We consolidated for a long time, and that was a long consolidation, guys. Long consolidations mean long breakouts, and that's why Ethereum is so interesting, because the consolidation has been so long. But on Dash we also had a few months long consolidation, and now we're just breaking out of that, or we have been the last couple of weeks, and it has been a monster rally. We break, we have a flag, we break out, we have a flag, we break out, we have a flag, and it looks like that pattern is going to continue, barring a breakdown. We have another flag here. If we break out above, let's say 800, then it's off to the races. And maybe we have a little Litecoin effect, right? We have this crazy trend line up here that looks really far away. Just like in Litecoin, it looks like really a trend line that's impossible to reach because it's broadening. But look at this, guys. If we can break out of here, we might get some crazy momentum and reach that in a couple of days. If we get a bar like this one back in November, if we get that same move up here, then yeah, we could hit that trend line. But I would be taking profits at 927, at 1,000, and then at that trend line. Maybe taking 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 off the table. But Dash looks good if we can break out of this consolidation flag, let's say above 800, and your stop would be below, let's say that last candle, that breakout candle. So if we break out, let's say you have a candle that breaks out, and you have another candle, and then the next candle comes back down and breaks this level of the breakout candle, that's when you want to get out, right? When the candle of the breakout is breached and held. So we want to close below the breakout candle. That's one way of trading the levels. So yeah, Dash looks good for a trade, Monero looks good for a trade, Litecoin looks extended, and Ethereum looks good for a trade. So a lot of good trades this morning. Ripple, you know, we've been waiting for this one too for a long time. Is it finally going to break out after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 failed attempts? You know, I'm a little skeptical, but at the same time a little hopeful. I like the chart for Poloniex. It's a little more, the levels are clearer, the pattern is clearer, so always choose where the pattern is clearer. And yeah, guys, we are struggling again around this moving average that is flattening, and we don't want to go below this level. We don't want to go below that level. And we see that the triangle is also coming to a head. We need to make a move soon, right? And if we don't break out this time, you know, for me, that's a sign of weakness. But we do have good volume. Again and again, we're hitting good volume. We did get overbought before a few days ago. And if we can just break out of this consolidation, I think we're going to hit 43 and 62. So keeping an eye on Ripple, just like Dash, just like Monero. You know, a lot of good breakouts in that altcoin space. Let's check out Yoda. You know, Yoda is something a lot of people are getting in, hoping to make it rich, and it might work until it doesn't. So let's see, we had this nice flag form, which was still pretty insane, going from €1, $1 to $6, so 600% increase. Well, if we break out of this flag, yeah, I mean, the target would be around, around 12. I guess we had a $6 move. Yeah, the target would be around 12 for the measured move. So yeah, if we break out of this, let's call it, where's that breakout candle? If we break out above, let's say 5, then we'd have a target of around 12. In Yoda, PivX, US dollar, we're just heading up in that channel. Regular, beautiful channel. So just, yeah, just buy some PivX right now if you just want to play the channel, and hopefully that rise continues, can play a little more long term. Cool. So you know, right now I think it's more about the altcoins, the bigger altcoins, the Ethereums, the Litecoins, the Moneros, and the Ripples. The smaller altcoins are planning their next move, consolidating a bit. Bitcoin itself, we forgot to look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin itself is at those old highs, you know, but to be honest, the futures are coming online. Bitcoin's had a good run. I think it's time for Bitcoin to correct a little, at least, back down to that 10,000 level, and that's why we are seeing a lot of money move into Ethereum and Litecoin and Monero, because those are places of safety or of yield, where in Bitcoin, you know, things are getting a little thin, and the futures are coming online. And to be honest, Bitcoin is not really thin. I mean, it's still looking great. I mean, that's a great uptrend. If you buy right here and we get a breakout candle, we could easily see 20,000. And maybe we see 20,000 before the futures come in. But I just feel like when those futures come online and we're up here around 20,000, I mean, they're going to get smacked at some point back down to 10,000. That's why I think you want to move into those larger altcoins like Litecoin, Ethereum, or Ripple, or Monero, because those coins are going to get the outflows. Maybe Bitcoin Cash as well, but right now Bitcoin Cash, as we can see here, just looks like it's just kind of consolidating sideways, and we're waiting for that breakout. Alright guys, thanks a lot for trading with me, and please support me by sending me a donation or signing up to one of those services below, and see you next time. Peace.